You need your handheld. You need your handheld because when you first escape the matrix, you're lost in the ether. You're lost. You understand you're living inside of a mechanism which is designed to control you, but you don't understand exactly how to escape it. If I were to tell you that there are ways of making money which are so foreign to you, so alien that you've never even heard of them, you sit there and go, no, possibly that can't be true. I probably have heard of it. If you've heard of it, why are you still broke? Do you think all of the other people in these $50 million houses are just working a job? Do you think if you were to sit and have a conversation with all the people, all the millionaires on this island, on $50 million houses, and they would explain to you exactly how they're making money, that you'd understand it all from head to toe? I would argue that most of you sitting at home don't have a clue. Even if they were to tell you exactly what they're doing, you couldn't replicate it. Even if they were to tell you exactly how to do it, you would still fail. You need your hand held. You need somebody to come along and explain to you how the world really works outside of the matrix, the real world, the real key to understanding finances, just like everything else. There are secrets which are held from you on purpose because they need the backbone of the slave force. They need people to believe the only way they're ever going to be financially free is to give up their entire life and save for their pension and work, 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 work. Maybe you'll get a nice car one day. It's a lie. And that's why the real world exists. To help those who are perspicacious enough and hardworking enough, those who are ready to look at a completely alien and foreign concept and adopt it, escape the matrix.
Andrew came to me when he was, I think, 17, just short of, yeah, 17, nearly 18. He, of course, he grew up in America, so as you know, in the schools they do wrestling and a lot of different martial arts. I think he did a bit of judo and karate and some boxing. Nothing like in particular or too much. So he came a long way, you know. Andrew is probably, I don't know, in the last 5 to 10 years, possibly the last 5 to 10 years, the number one person. I mean, he made massive waves just for the UK and on the fight scene, like full contact. You know, he knocked so many people out and he had some good fights. He didn't really lose either for a long time. The one fight recently, the last fight, obviously in the Fusion, he lost by knockout, so it was the first time. So he's coming back now from a knockout, so we'll see how he will cope with it. But I know he's okay because he understands, you know, everyone gets caught and is the way it works, and the guy that catch him, well, and there's nothing you can do, you know, once you're out, you're out.
Emotionally, fighting's a scary thing, you know. If I had my way and I could build myself as an individual, I would have never chosen to be a fighter. I think fighting's one of those things that you're either cursed with or you're not. Unfortunately, I was born with a mind that is hard to occupy, and I find everything boring. I find the cinema boring, I find clubbing boring, conversations, family dinners, festivals, holidays, all the crap that everyone enjoys bores the life out of me. The only thing that keeps me mildly entertained is something which is so dangerous that I'm scared. I totally understand why people climb Mount Everest. I totally understand why people jump off tall buildings. And that's exactly the same reason I get in the ring. Because without it, I just live numb and bored all of the time. I could win 20 grand at a casino table and still be bored. It's just me. So every single time I get run to a fight, I think, why am I doing this? What am I risking my life for? What if I get a broken hand or a fractured skull or whatever? But you know, I don't feel like I have a choice but to do it. You know, it's just who I am. So I'm scared, but I'm ready. I'm ready.
David Rudder obviously is from France. He mixes it up. He does boxing, K1, Muay Thai, MMA. Basically, he's very versatile. He's built like a brick house, as you would say in the UK. Possibly with too much muscle. So he's, I think, way slower than Andrew.
I know my upcoming opponent. I know quite a lot about him. I was with him on a reality TV show last year in Macedonia. He's a tough guy. He's a strong guy. At my level, everyone's tough, everyone's strong, everyone's game, everyone wants to fight. You know, you're not going to find anyone at my level who doesn't really want to fight and doesn't hit hard. That's not the way the game is. So yeah, he's got 2 arms and 2 legs. He can fight. I can fight. That's what it is. I'm not too big a believer in individualistic regimes or plans. You know, I do press ups, he does press ups. You know, I do running, he does running. Everyone does the same kind of thing. It comes down to the individual. It comes down to the brains of the individual and the attitude of the individual. It comes down to who wants it more, and it comes down to who lands the shot first. That's how it is. So I've trained hard. I'm sure he's trained hard, but I'm ready to fight.
The reality of masculinity is controlling your emotions. This is the reality of being a man. They try and say that men should give in and it's okay to cry. I'm not saying you can never cry if something bad doesn't happen to you. I'm saying that the tenets of masculinity since the dawn of time have been, I was afraid, but I did it anyway.
Yeah.
This is the tenets of masculinity.
Courage.
Courage.
Yeah.
That's what courage is.
Yep.
I was afraid to storm the beaches of Normandy, but I did it anyway. I was afraid to stay in the Titanic, but I did it anyway. This is the whole tenets of masculinity. And now they're saying, oh, if you're afraid, just act afraid.
I'm starving. Everything seems to take forever. I'm irritable. I'm annoyed. I want to eat now. It's been 2 days now, so standing around for the last 30 minutes. Everyone's on the phone or doing stuff.
The force feeding bag is full of goodies for him. As soon as we weigh in, he can stuff his face. African style.
Now I'm hungry. So.
Well, we were supposed to be weighing in, but the driver took us directly to the hotel instead of the weigh-in, which ends in apparently 5-10 minutes. But Andrew's opponent hasn't weighed in yet, and also the official, the guy who's running the show, just making some phone calls to find out whether or not they get to skip on a weigh-in. Perhaps weigh-in tomorrow or not. So Andy doesn't really hungry overnight. So everything's up in the air at the moment. No one knows what's going on. Come on, we're going to find out in the next 5 minutes.
The problems with the weigh-in yesterday. Weigh-ins are never straightforward because you're trying to cut so much weight. I had to lose 1.5 stone to make my fight weight. It's difficult because you don't want to cut too much because it's so hard as it is. So you can weigh yourself on certain scales at home and be on weight, and then when you get to their scales, you're not on weight. So usually I like to weigh myself on the scales that I'll be being weighed on to check. And if I am over, I can go for a run or something and sweat some weight out. But this time, there was traffic and the driver took us to the wrong place and we arrived late, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So by the time I got to the weigh-in, I had to just weigh in and I was a little bit over, which is usually a massive problem. But luckily my opponent was a little bit over too, by about 1 pound or 1.5 pounds. So they let us slide, but otherwise I would have been in a lot of trouble. So very fortunate. First time it's ever happened to me being overweight, but it's only because I couldn't check. So, but yeah, done now. Now that I've weighed in, I feel a lot physically better. I'm a lot closer to the fight, so mentally I'm a lot more nervous. Obviously, there's a lot to think about. The problem is with this sport, it's not a team game. You can't rely on anyone else if you're having a bad day. And if you lose, you don't just lose, you lose and go to hospital. So, it's very nerve-wracking. I think a lot of people underestimate exactly how scary this sport is. And the better you get at it, the more confidence people have. So you say things like, oh, I'm fighting someone really good. And they go, oh, don't worry, Tate, you're the best, you'll smash him. And it's like, yeah, it's easy for you to say. And thanks for the confidence. But I much appreciate when people are worried and concerned, because the better you get, the better are the people you fight. And the person I'm fighting has trained as hard as he could for the last 12 weeks and dedicated his life to beating me, just like I have dedicated mine to beating him. And, it's going to be a hard night. It's going to be a very hard night. And even if I make it look easy, trust me, it wasn't. And I'm really nervous about it. I'm really intimidated. So every fighter is different. Some fighters don't care. Some fighters are angry, and some fighters, it doesn't bother them, but we're all different. And I'm a thinker as a person. I'm quite an intelligent individual. And unfortunately, that means that I'm not ignorant enough to think I'm the best thing in the world. I know I'm fallible. I'm a human being and I can break like everyone else. So.
Anybody who thinks fighters aren't nervous before they go into the ring and that they're all sort of, Iron Men, so to speak, they're wrong. Fighters get really nervous, get scared. Obviously, bad things can happen. Me and Andrew have both been at shows where people have died in the ring and been killed. So, everyone has nerves. But the moment you get into the ring and the bell goes, it's like something else takes over. All the nerves disappear out the window, and then it's fight time. And especially after the first 1 or 2 minutes, once you work out how the guy fights, you're confident in yourself if you're going to win or if it's going to be a hard day. So, yeah, the nerves disappear very quickly.
When I was about to get in the cage, even if I knew the guy was a killer, there is no benefit to me thinking I'm going to lose or I might lose. If I lose, I lose, right? But you have to completely believe you're going to win. That's the only way you're going to do your best. I would never believe anything negative about myself because I refuse to self-sabotage. I have enough people out in the world who want to sabotage me. I'm not going to do it to myself.
You have haters?
Oh, a few. A few. Nobody would choose to be a liberal soy boy. Nobody would choose to be a small, weak guy who has to cry when he gets upset. Everyone, when they get that application form from God saying, build yourself for your next life, would tick tall, strong, smart, mentally tough, doesn't cry, rich. They tick all the assets I have. Everything that I am, they tell me is bad. But if they had the choice to have these things instantly, they would sign up. And the reason they don't have these things is because all of these things can be hard work. To be physically strong, you have to work out. That's difficult. To be financially independent, you have to be smart. That's difficult. So they don't have these things because they're hard for them to acquire, but they're very easy for them to acquire. They'd have them all. Nobody wants to be a crybaby. The mark of being a real man is not being a crybaby. The easiest way to manage fear is just to not think about the negative outcome. If you have to run to a burning building to save a child, if you're going to sit there and think, what if I get trapped? What if I get set on fire? What if I die? You ain't got time for that. You just got to go. A lot of fear management is willful ignorance. I'm going to win. I'm going to be the best. Everyone's going to love me. I'm going to be rich. There's no chance I'm going to lose, so it ain't even a risk. That's much easier than sitting there and actually thinking, okay, this can fire back in my face big time.
What's he got to do? Nothing. You have to do the jabs.
Everyone, why you're the best? You're gonna knock this man out. Nothing on you.
Division and will be contested over three-minute rounds. Introducing to you firstly, fighting out of the blue corner. He brings an excellent record of 30 fights, 28 wins, 22 of those wins coming by way of BKO. With only 2 losses, he is representing the USA. Please welcome Andrew, the King Cobra, TATE! And opposing him, fighting out of the red corner. He brings a record of 30. Round 1. rounds of action. Your judges have reached a unanimous decision. Your winner, fighting out of the blue corner from the USA, Andrew the King Cobra TATE!
The thing is, it was good. The guy was just marching. Enough time.
He was making it very awkward. So he was very,
Yeah, it's
very
not
much-
just, you know, he was kind of,
He knew he had to
hit
do
and
it.
he ducked, so.
He's trying certain tactics. It worked times. It shouldn't be.
Listen, fucking, they should respect my fucking life.
I won, but I fought shit. I could fight much better than that. I know I can. I wasn't at my best at all. I'm very self-critical. I'm very hard on myself, so I'm not happy about that. It feels like a loss to me, to be honest. It feels as if I just lost, but oh well. Still won, I guess. It is what it is.
Well, everyone else liked it, so.
Why I think I fight. Do I enjoy it? No. Do I enjoy training? No. Do I enjoy cutting weight? No. Am I nervous? Yes. Do I think to myself, what am I doing? Yes. Completely. Unfortunately, it's one of those things you're either born with or you're not. And the only way I can explain it to try and make it make any sense is that if I'm not doing something which is either extremely difficult or extremely stressful, I'm in a perpetual state of crippling boredom. I can't explain it. I see other people live their lives and they're like, oh, I can't wait for the weekend because I want to watch this movie. I think, who cares about a movie? You're looking forward to the weekend for a movie? Looking forward to the weekend to get drunk? Like, these things to me are so mundane. They mean nothing. And if I don't fight, if I'm not in a situation where I'm stressed or worried or concerned, I'm just perpetually bored. And boredom's crippling. If you're an intelligent person and you've got a good brain on your shoulders, you can't just sit there bored, you know? So most smart people take the academic route to avoid boredom. They learn, but that's never really interested me either. Although I've always been an intelligent guy and I've always done well academically, it never really interested me. And then I see people climb Mount Everest or jump off buildings or do base jumping, or the guy who jumped from space. People think, what's he doing? He's crazy. I understand, because some people can't live normal lives. Some people cannot just function 9 to 5 office job, get drunk at the weekends. That is not for some individuals, and it's not for me. So I have to find something which keeps me physically tired enough to stop me going AWOL, and mentally tired enough. And I've chosen fighting, because without this, when I'm not in training, I wake up every day and think, okay, what am I going to do today? It's 9 a.m. on a Tuesday. I'm bored. Everyone's at work. I'm bored. And I'll end up doing something crazy. I'll either end up drunk or on the Eurostar, or, it's just a random lifestyle, because I'm constantly looking for never-ending entertainment, and it doesn't exist. I think the only thing that could stop me fighting is if I had enough money to constantly entertain myself. Unless I'm a billionaire, I need something that keeps me focused and keeps me occupied in life. With fighting, I have to train twice a day, and I have to train hard. And the stress it brings in every aspect can replace fun, and my mind is occupied. It occupies me. It's the only way I can try and explain it. It occupies me, and I could never stop doing this, even if I lost 100 fights, because I'm not built to live a normal existence. I can't do it. I couldn't just have a kid with some girl and sit at home and work a little bit and relax. I've never relaxed in my entire life. I don't know what relaxing is. It's just not me.
What's like your advice to a guy who's whatever? He could be coming out of university or in his 30s, but he's like looking for a little direction. How do you start off, get centered to become successful? Get money, get bitches. Like, what would you tell them?
I could answer that question in so many different ways.
Mhm.
There's like 10 different answers I can give. But I think truthfully, in the world we're living in now, I use this analogy a lot. Maybe I overuse it, but you need to find a way to some degree to escape the matrix. And I say the matrix because the matrix, the way it is designed.
And you're not
now,
just talking shit, because you've actually done that.
I've escaped the matrix.
Yeah.
I've literally escaped the matrix in nearly every form. So any form of oppression no longer applies to me. I'm counseled. I can't be canceled. I can say what I want. My finances are secure. I've escaped the matrix. And when I talk about the matrix, it primarily applies to men because men are the backbone of the slave force. We always have been and always will be. And unfortunately now, if you're a law-abiding man inside the matrix, your future and the life that is laid out for you is nothing but depressing. You're going to go to school, you're going to get in debt, you're going to get a job, you're going to get a wife, divorce is coming, you're going to lose the house eventually, your job's shit, inflation's outpacing your wages, you're going to work, no one's going to appreciate it, now you're old and your life's over. That is the matrix for 99% of men, and you need to find a way to escape it. And I guess I was kind of fortunate from a young age. I always knew that the matrix was coming and that the system is designed to oppress. The people who make the rules do not make the rules for the benefit of us. They make the rules for the benefit of the people who make the rules. And I knew that. And I think every person intrinsically knows that. Like if it's 4 a.m. and you're sitting in a gas station and a Lambo pulls up, you're probably thinking drug dealer or criminal. You're not thinking, oh, he definitely went to school. The system is absolutely broken. It's designed to oppress. And that the majority of people who stick to the rules are going to lose. I don't want to sit here on a podcast that goes out to this many people and encourage anyone to break the law in any form.
Of course.
But the idea of the law-abiding citizen has been decimated in real time. In the last 3 years ago, you could stand there and proudly say, I'm a law-abiding citizen. The last 2 years, if they have not taught you that being a law-abiding citizen is going to turn you nothing into a fucking experiment for Big Pharma, then you're an idiot. You can no longer obey the law. And I'm not saying you have to break the law, but you need to find a way to do what the elites do, which is bend the law.
Yeah.
You can no longer sit there and go, I'm just going to follow the rules and it's going to be okay. No, it isn't. And if you're a man, it's your job to find a way to not be sticking to those rules enough to escape the matrix and become free. Because what's actually most crazy about this period of history is that it's actually the easiest time in human history to become rich. And the reason for that is because there's so many people inside the matrix being destroyed.
If kickboxing made me rich, and people think, oh, Tate, did you get your money from kickboxing? And the answer is no. Kickboxing is not boxing. Even as a 4-time world champion, the most money I ever got paid for a fight ever was $100,000, which sounds like a lot of money, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot of money. You have to pay your manager 20%, probably another 10% out for various fees, and you're only fighting twice a year. You got to pay your rent, blah, 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 blah. You're not rich as an athlete. Most kickboxers are broke or stay broke. You can transition into the UFC like, what's his name? Stylebender, whatever his name is. Can't remember his name. He's done it. A few people have done it, but in general, kickboxing will not make you rich. Purely from a purse for fighting perspective. However, I still accredit fighting with making me rich for a variety of reasons. One, it made me extremely determined. And it made me understand the value of hard work, which is the first thing. 2, it made me understand that excuses don't count and nobody gives a shit. You either win or you lose. And 3, it introduced me to a whole bunch of important people. Kickboxing as a whole, rich people, bad guys, mafia guys, these kind of things, they're always involved in these industries because they like the idea of sitting at the table and being involved with fighters and being friends with fighters. And they have a lot of money, and there's a lot of their money involved in the promotions and money laundering and these kind of things. So I did meet important people from fighting, and these important people respected me because I was a fighter. And the difference between me and most other fighters is that I'm not an idiot. Most fighters are stupid, and the reason they're stupid is because if you have a low IQ, you're brave, and it's a scary thing to do. So intelligence makes you sit there and think, is this really worth it? But I am brave and smart, which is unique. So I could leverage the relationships I made via fighting to move to Romania, for example, or open casinos in Romania, for example, or do a lot of other things I couldn't possibly have done any other way. So fighting did make me rich based off the back of the relationships that fighting provided me. But from a pure fight purse perspective, fighting didn't make me rich. So fighting made me rich from a networking perspective and credibility and individual credibility perspective, but it didn't make me rich in regards to the fight purses I've been awarded. I'm just, the reason I'm talking about this on Tate Speech is because I get so many emails about my fight career. The next thing is, why did I not go to the UFC? Well, it's a simple answer. The reason I didn't go to the UFC is because I broke my hand 3 times in MMA fights, and I kept breaking my hand, and I needed the bigger gloves. The smaller gloves, I kept breaking my hand. It was just unfortunate, so I decided to stick with kickboxing. At the time, it was the best money on the table. Sure, if I got to the top of UFC, I would have made more money, but if you're not at the top of UFC, you're not making money anyway. So, what's the lesson here? I don't know what the lesson here is. Usually I like to give a lesson in my Tate speeches. I guess the lesson is, if you become a kickboxing world champion and you're smart enough and you can meet important people with lots of money and you can prove yourself to be valuable to them, you can end up being a multimillionaire and buying lots of supercars. I was a 4-time kickboxing world champion. For 12 years, I trained 5 hours a day, 6 days a week.
And I was motivated to train probably about 25% of the time. The rest of the time I went because I am disciplined. You don't feel like going through that shit on a Wednesday morning when you wake up, but you have to do it because you're disciplined. You're either a disciplined individual or you are not a disciplined individual. There's a difference between want and want. And I say this all the time. People say to me, I want to be rich. And I say, okay, well, I want to be able to ice skate, but I don't want to be able to ice skate enough to go learn how to ice skate because I can't be bothered. I mean, surely if I could click my fingers and be a figure skater, I'd click my fingers. Who wouldn't? But I don't want to actually go train because I don't want it enough. And this is the exact point with money. Everyone wants money put on their lap. If you truly wanted money, you wouldn't be able to sleep until you fucking had it. And this is the point. Because when I had nothing, I couldn't be distracted. You couldn't distract me from what I wanted. That's who I am. If I want something, I'm going to get it. I do not need to be motivated. I'm a disciplined person. If I allocate X amount of time to work, I'm going to do it. But that is the bottom line answer. It's discipline. You're going to have to work when you don't feel like working. That's how it's going to have to be, or you're never going to be eating. One of the only things in this world you can control is your state of mind. You can't control the weather. You can't control other people. You can't even control your health. You might get a brain hemorrhage. You might get hit by a bus. One of the very few things in the world you have genuine control over is your state of mind. You decide if you're a disciplined person. You decide if you're a happy person. You decide if you're a depressed person. These are things that in real time you can affect in your brain. This is all you can control on Earth. If you can't control that, then you're just a feather in the wind. And life's going to blow you around. And you might land somewhere good. You might land dog shit. Nobody knows. Your state of mind is what you should be able to control. If you can't wake up and say, today I'm making some money, and actually try your very, very best, and actually stay dedicated to that task. If you can't do that, you're fucked.
Every man understands you shouldn't be complaining about things you cannot change. You have to play the cards you're dealt. To be born a certain height and then to sit there and go, what do I do? I'll tell you what you do. You become the best version of yourself, just like everyone else does. Nothing about the height is in and of itself enough value for me to be a valuable man. As a man, you build your value. You are born with the cards you're dealt. Sure, it'd be ideal. Look, I'd love to be 7 foot tall. I'm not. So it's the same argument. If you're 5'2", you need to become rich, strong, and funny, and charismatic, and interesting, and witty. If you're 6'4", you need to become rich, strong, well-connected. It's the same game. So to sit there and complain about it is asinine. All of you have a handful of aces. I don't think you understand that. You could have been in a car crash at 4 years old and lost your legs. Do you have any understanding of how lucky you have been? This is pure luck. There's no reason. This only luck has kept you fully able-bodied, sitting there, capable of learning and listening and becoming something. You don't really need to be that tall if you're important and rich. And when you walk in the room, you think when fucking Mayweather walks in the room, people give a shit? Fix that frame in your mind. You are viewing yourself as a short man. Stop it. Walk the fuck up and be the man.
Remember those computers you bought? Remember when I said, find me the most expensive computers that Apple make, the ones they use to like modify Hollywood movies, cost $75,000 each. You know, remember when I did that?
Yep. Oh.
Oh, the police took our computers. Duh. And all our phones and our iPads and our laptops. It's fine. Let's go to the emergency room. Let's talk about the emergency room. Let's talk about the fact that the police came to me, the top G, triggered on, and apologized. We're sorry. First words they said to me were sorry. People online are like, why didn't they rough you up? Why didn't they tackle you to the ground? Because you don't understand respect. The police know me. They didn't want to come here. They're like, bro, sorry, G. We know you're the top G, but we have to. Right now, in fucking Belarus somewhere, top level Ukrainians and top level Russians are sitting talking very cordial. They're like politely smiling, shaking hands. The peasants at the bottom are getting roughed up and blown up, right? But at the top, people are always friends, even if they're on enemy sides. You don't understand. The generals in war have always been friends. World War II, when the Russians generals sat down with the German generals to negotiate surrender, they all had dinner. So if you're like, oh, the police come in and rough me up, because you're a low-level peasant. When the police come into my house, they wipe their shoes and they apologize. They took my computers, unfortunately. Sorry, top G, had to take computers.
fine. Doesn't matter. I'm innocent anyway, as we all fucking know. Man of God.
My first time in here.
Gentlemen.
Hello. Hello. This is Lee, my first time in here.
The first one ever.
I've never ever been here.
You've never been here?
No, never.
The police took the emergency meeting computer. They took all the cameras. Disappointing. So I think I want to clear a few things up because there's some bullshit on the internet about why the police raided my house. So I'm going to clear it up in an official statement here from the Gutted Out Emergency Meeting podcast. Basically, what happened is stupid, as we all know. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? Well, it's fucking true. Some whoopee was chilling with T. They made love. And then Tristan stopped replying to her texts. Why? Because it's Tristan fucking Tate. So he stopped replying. Thought, fuck her. She's from, I don't know where she's from. Some other country. I don't know where she's from. She's not Romanian. And after they slept together, he ignored her one day. Hey, let's go out for dinner. Ignored her, kept ignoring her. Then turns out she has a boyfriend. So the boyfriend found out she was with Tristan. So now she's in a hard situation, right? Because she doesn't want to admit to her boyfriend she's been cheating with the guy who now ignores her completely. So she says, oh, yeah, but I was with him, but I didn't want to be. I was at their house and I couldn't leave. Like she was kidnapped. Even though all of our CCTV, which the police now have, prove that she came by Uber and left by Uber, and there's text messages of her begging to come back, and Tristan wouldn't let her. So then her boyfriend calls the embassy and calls the police from France or whatever country she's from, and they instigate this high-level fucking police SWAT raid for kidnapping. And they come into my house. Sorry, Tate. Sorry, we're sorry. It's from the embassy. Because if it was actually Romanian stuff, the police wouldn't even come. If the Romanian called the Romanian police, they'd be like, we ain't going to the top G's house. He ain't kidnapping bitches. He's kicking them out. No way. They know me. But because it's from an embassy, because the French embassy, blah, blah, international incident, blah, blah, blah. So the police come here, have to take all my things. This is 2 days after the event. I'm about to get all my electronics back already. Because they know I didn't fucking do anything. The girls broke down crying, admitting she made it up. Whoopies. Stupid whoopies. So what's the lesson of the day? The lesson of the day is that the police treat me with respect because I treat them with respect. Listen, I may be a gangster and they may be the police. But if they're the top level police and I'm the top level G, we're friends. Just like the top level generals in war on enemy sides. We're going to have a conversation about a gentleman called Jack today. Jack's not his real name. I don't use his real name. If I use his real name, Simon is going to be pissed. So we're going to call Simon Jack for the remainder of the video. Jack's the one I went to school with. And he recently came to visit me in Romania. Saw the casinos, saw the world title belts, saw the bitches, saw the supercars, saw the mansion. He even said to me, man, you're still in good shape. Saw the six-pack. I said, of course. Why would I not be in good shape? He's like, oh yeah, he's just, trying to find time to go to the gym, blah, blah, blah. And he's sitting there talking to me. And you know what? For all you people who ever recognize me in person, because my channel's starting to grow up and I'm shadow banned, and I start to get recognized now. When I go out and go, hey, you're Tate Speech, they come up to me and they try and talk to me and stuff. If you talk to me and I don't really know you, at least 50% of my brain is considering Aikido. So when you're coming at me, hey, Tate, da, 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 half of me is thinking, all right, cool. Yeah, nice to meet you, da, da, but half of me is thinking maybe he's going to sing it. I have to snap his neck in real time. I think about these things. So when you ever meet me, know I am preparing to Aikido, as friendly as I may seem. This motherfucker's talking about time. Talking to the man with the diamond watch about time. I know about time, friend. Diamonds. You got shit, Casio. So you talk about time. I'm thinking about Aikido again. And I realized me and him went to school together. We're basically exactly the same age. We're talking about time. He's amazed by my accomplishments and my achievements. He's amazed by it. Casinos, etc.
but we've had the exact same amount of human time. We've lived the same number of years. The difference between him and I is that he has wasted his time, and I've wasted precisely fucking none. Anybody who's ever lived with me or been around me says the same thing. Andrew, you're the highest energy person I know. If you're awake, which seems to be always, you are doing something. You're never just chilling. You're never idle. You're never just TV. You're never, I need to relax. You're never, let's sit on the beach, sit by the pool. No, it's go, go, go. Get up, get shit done. Even on this very day, I was up at 5:30 a.m. to drive from the Serbian border, where I'd been cruising around the mountains in my super fast with Luke, to drive all the way back here, to get here, hit the gym, change, have a meeting with the guy who's installing my $250,000 safe to flex on my diamond watches in my house renovation, organize a chauffeur, because I have so much to do in the city tonight, to bring me here, do some casino paperwork, and at 9 p.m. I have to talk about an investment for $11 million with my boy at the cigar bar. So I'm busy. And that's not just an extraordinary day. That's just a day. I get things done. So this motherfucker's have the same number of years as me. And I try every single time someone talks about how they don't have the time, I think and analyze to the countless hours I dedicated towards my fantastic successes. I literally couldn't even estimate the amount of time I spent with this. It's all I did. 6 hours a day, 7 hours a day, 7 days a week, 10 years, 15 years, 11 years. Maybe I had a month off there, 2 weeks off there, but it's all I ever did. I can't even with a calculator add up how many hours I spent doing that. And what's remarkable is he had the exact same hours as me. What did he do with them? Fucking nothing. You say, Tate, how'd you spend your 20s? Kickboxing. Eating, sleeping, becoming a world level combatant athlete, fucking some hoes, trying to get rich. What did you do with your 20s? Oh, you know, I was working and Netflix. People don't do anything. It really amazes me. Like, even like I'm quite big on Twitter and YouTube, and I look at these other like success coaches and shit. They don't do anything. I really look at their lives and go, you've had all these hours and there's nothing remarkable about it. Imagine being alive for thousands and thousands and thousands of hours, and you've dedicated none of them towards excellence. Literally, precisely fucking zero. You've done enough work to pay your bills. Maybe you want a little bit more money. That's what you call ambitious. To have some more money to satisfy your greed. That's your ambition. That's it. You don't wake up and think, you know what? I want to be a bad motherfucker. You know? This guy goes, oh man, you're still in good shape. I just ain't got the time to hit the gym. How can you not have the time to go to the gym? All the shit I do. I run 2 YouTube channels, 4 companies, 20 girlfriends, casinos, traveling around the world. I gotta drive 15 supercars. That's all and I have time to train. You don't have time to train with your fucking ugly wife sitting at home, going to your job 8 hours a measly day. That's it. And you're busy. Most people have absolutely and utterly wasted their fucking lives. If you're watching this, I want you to know that 99% of you have wasted your life. So far, all the hours you've been alive, the majority of them, the conscious ones, where you weren't being a lazy fuck asleep, you have wasted. You could have dedicated them towards brilliance. You could be an amazing piano player. You didn't even fucking try, did you? Because you're a dickhead. And that's how I became a kickboxing world champion, a multi-millionaire, casino owner, webcam pin, blah, blah, blah. I can pull achievements out my fucking ass, bigger than any one you have. I have 20 achievements larger than any single individual achievement you have ever done in your life, ever. And I've managed to do 20 of them in the same human time. And if there's any spark of ambition in you, if you're any fraction of a man, what I've said to you should resonate and it should bother you and you should change. You should blink and cure your brain. And next time you catch yourself jerking off the Pornhub, even before you jizz, you should sit there and go, this is a waste of 3 minutes. I do some fucking push-ups.
There's been a lot of confusion lately regarding exactly who I am and what I believe in. I've been asked a lot of questions regarding my upbringing, my ethnicity, my religion, people trying to understand how I view the world. And for that reason, I've decided to put together 41 tenets, the 41 tenets of Tateism. I've mentioned them a few times before, but I want to actually explain them all here, once and for all. The reason I think they're so important is because they're universally applicable. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, it doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, old, young. It doesn't matter what status or standing you currently have in life. I believe if you live true to these tenets, it is the best possible framework in which you can conduct yourself to be massively successful. I also believe not only do you have a fantastic human experience, but all of the people around you will benefit from your existence. This is the best way to become the most capable, powerful, and competent version of yourself, and by extension, make you the most good for the people who love you, and by further extension, most good to the world as a whole. And for that reason, I wanted to outline them to you and make it very, very clear how I view the world. It doesn't matter if you are in a position where you face a difficult decision and you're not sure which path to take. The tenets will guide you on the correct path. It doesn't matter if you are looking to do something you've never done before and you're not sure exactly how to approach it. It doesn't matter if you are drastically attempting to improve your social standing or your physical capability. Living true to these tenets in and of itself pleases God and it pleases the universe, and it makes you an extremely lucky person, because it's amazing how luck can be self-constructed. And that's why I see myself as exceptionally lucky, as well as exceptionally capable and competent. And that's why my life is so fantastic and I've truly never lost. So I want to outline them to you, and I hope that all the people at home can understand them, pay attention to them. And I hope as many men as possible adopt them, because I truly believe the entire world can be a better place if the male gender as a whole, across all cultures and creeds, live true to these tenets, which have served me fantastically well. I believe that men have the divine imperative to become as capable, powerful, and competent as possible in this life. That is the first tenet, and one of the most powerful. The second, I reserve the human right to hold my own beliefs and practice them as I see fit, and I allow other people the same right to believe and act as they wish. I prefer loving, rewarding, consensual relationships with beautiful, positive, and virtuous women. I believe men and women are different, and that each has their own unique and important strengths and abilities. I believe men have the sacred duty to protect and provide for the important people in their lives. I believe men have the sacred duty to protect the innocence and sanctity of their children and reserve the right and responsibility to raise their children as they see best to ensure their long-term happiness and success. I believe that men have the sacred duty to raise strong, capable, and honorable sons. I believe that men have the sacred duty to raise kind, feminine, and virtuous daughters. I utterly disapprove of violence within romantic or familial relationships. I support good and honest governments and will obey their laws. I prefer to only conduct business dealings with my trusted and vetted brothers. I believe that a man has the sacred duty to hold true to his word and do exactly what he says he will do. I believe that a man's life is difficult and he has a sacred duty to become strong to handle such difficulty. I believe men are personally responsible for their actions and for the results they achieve within their lives. I believe in emotional control and the vital need to become disciplined and professional in all realms. I believe that men have the sacred duty to approach everything in life from a position of strength. I believe that all men have the sacred duty to become men of upright and virtuous character and to live above all possible reproach. I believe it is incumbent upon me to ruthlessly identify my own weaknesses and limitations, and I eagerly work to overcome them and become more capable in all realms. I seek to improve my personal freedom to think, act, and live true to my masculine imperative in all ways. I believe each man has a sacred duty to mold his physical body into the strongest, most resilient, and most capable version of itself possible. I believe that men have the sacred duty to rigorously train themselves both physically and mentally every day. I believe that I have the sacred duty to only eat the highest quality foods possible to maintain my health, virality, and masculine virility. I reserve the right to protect the sanctity of my bloodstream and make my own decisions about medical care and procedures. I affirm the importance of endlessly improving my mental faculties through diligent work, study, and practice. I believe in acquiring wealth and abundance in order to improve my life and do good for those I care about and the world. I believe in the merits of healthy competition and constantly encourage all men to seek out competition to improve themselves. I believe that masculine brotherhood is essential to men's mental health, happiness, and success, and I relentlessly encourage men to meet together, train together, and work together. I maintain the trust of brothers through reverent silence regarding our most sacred shared experiences. I believe in honoring my ancestors and living in a way that would make most of them proud of me today. I reserve the right to administer difficult rites of passage for our young men to allow them to earn the rank of manhood. I affirm the importance and need for travel and adventure as men. I seek to help men overcome poor mental health through embracing hard work, physical improvements, and shared masculine brotherhood. I reserve the right to make the best choices I can at the time to protect my self-respect and my mental health. I do good in the world and seek to help those who are less fortunate than myself. I believe all men have the responsibility to lead and guide those they care for to greater health, prosperity, and happiness. I choose to only interact with those who are respectful and civil in return for my own respect and civility. I reserve the freedom to speak and refer to others as I believe is best and most truthful. I reserve the right to choose my company and include only those whom I believe are best for my health, happiness, and success. I believe I have an imperative to only spend my time in a way that I determine is beneficial, uplifting, and empowering to myself and others. I choose to only allow myself to be influenced by those who I believe have my best interests in mind. Each day I dedicate myself anew to create the greatest possible positive impact on the world and do the work necessary to achieve a greater masculine excellence across all realms of human endeavor. These are the 41 tenets I believe in. The reason I decided to outline these to the world is not only because I've been greatly misunderstood, but so has my organization, the War Room. These are the tenets of the War Room in which we conduct ourselves in all matters, whether it's personal, business, financial, relationships, our duty to our ancestors, our bloodline, and our families, and the people we love and we care about. I decided to outline these to the world as I've been greatly misunderstood, and I would like to discuss them in more detail with those who understand the power they can bring to somebody who truly internalizes them and feels affinity to my worldview. Since the dawn of human time, men have lived by frameworks. We've had religions, we've had societies, we've had traditions to live within. This has been destroyed, which is why so many people are confused, sad, and lost. This is a framework by which I conduct my life, and if success or results speak for itself, then I would like to think that it's very difficult to actually question my framework for existence. This is also the framework in which my organization operates, and I would like to spread this message far and wide. I'd like to think that any man who decides to adopt these and live by them will see a drastic improvement in their life in real time. And once you truly understand this framework, you understand how much more powerful you can be as an individual if you share a network which also adhere to the same rules. Imagine how much better your life will be if you follow these tenets. Now imagine you are part of a network of thousands of men around the world who, again, adhered to the same framework to ensure they lived their best possible lives and were the best possible versions of themselves. That's exactly what the War Room is. That's exactly who we are. And I truly believe we're the most powerful organization on the face of the planet today for any young man, regardless of social standing, regardless of religious connotation, regardless of creed. My primary life objective was always to have unmatched perspicacity and sheer indefatigability, to be a feared opponent in any realm of human endeavor. And nearly everybody I associate with on the face of the planet believes the same. Once you reach a certain level of competence, you understand exactly how powerful that is.
The most important thing, obviously, regarding anything you do in your life is your mindset. We're going to learn something about ourselves. We're going to learn something about how you view the world. How you view the world absolutely and utterly shapes how you react to the world, how you act in the world, how people view you. It's all down to how you view things. There's very few things in this life we actually have any control over. I've lived an extreme life, more extreme than most. I've been a multimillionaire. I've been a nobody. I've been famous. I've been a world level athlete. I've started from nothing to the point where I had to run to the gym because I didn't even have a car to get there. I've done it all. So I've lived a very extreme life, and this is where these lessons come from. I told everyone I'm going to be world champion. Years before I even had a British title, before I even had an English title, I just started fighting. I was like, oh, I'm the next world champion. Yeah. And I just started saying it, but I said it with genuine conviction. I knew I would be the best.
Good shot there from Tate. He did say the second round, and what a crunching shot.
You have to understand that this world, everyone constantly tells you, do not be arrogant. Do not have an ego. People will constantly tell you to not talk in a way which is full of conviction. People do not like you to be arrogant and have an ego. This is the worst thing ever. Let me tell you a fact, number one facet of a G mindset. Your life is never going to be worse if you walk through the world believing you are the fucking man. You wake up, you look in the mirror and go, I'm the fucking man. I am the man. There's no one on this planet who can do shit I couldn't do if I put my mind to it. I don't give a fuck how good you are at piano. If I decide to play piano, I would be better than you at piano. And I believe that. I don't just say these things, I fucking believe them. And when you go through life believing you really, really are the man, you're gonna lose a few loser friends. Who cares? What you are gonna gain is other people on the same path. You're gonna gain other people who think, yeah, well, I'm the fucking man too. This guy's the man, let's make some money. That's what's gonna happen. You need to start believing you are the fucking man. Even if you're not the man yet, even before I was world champion, I knew I was gonna be the man. So I don't give a fuck. And I was happy to say that to anybody. When people called me arrogant and stupid and deluded, I just sit there and look at them and say, yeah, fuck you. I'm gonna be the man. G mindset. First thing you have to believe you're the fucking man, you can achieve anything. I'm not saying you can achieve anything easily. I'm not saying it's not gonna take a whole bunch of work. I'm not saying it's gonna happen quickly. But you have to believe you can achieve anything. I'll tell you something now, I don't give a fuck if it's being an astronaut. I don't care about climbing Mount Everest. You give me enough time to train, I will get it done. I know that for a fact because I know who I am as a man. You need to be perspicacious. You need to understand that in this world, there's a whole bunch of people doing amazing shit that you are not doing. And that needs to piss you off. Because if it pisses you off, you become motivated all of a sudden. I was the only one who was pissed off when that Aston Martin was next to me and I had my sales job. I was the only one who was pissed off when I saw that Ferrari drive past. Other people were not annoyed by it. And they're not annoyed by it. They're not driven to be it. You understand? They're not driven to be where that person was. I'm telling you to be angry. Anger is a fantastic force. You're a fucking man. You're a full-grown man. It's perfectly fine for you to be pissed off. It's perfectly fine for you to look around at your life, look at the girl you're fucking, look at the house you live in, look at the car you drive, and get pissed off and go, you know what? I want a hotter bitch. I want a fucking nicer house. I want a faster car. There's nothing wrong if you take that anger and you direct it in the correct direction. This is the reason I stopped fighting now. People go, why do you stop fighting? Because I fought and I went through hell to get everything I now have. I had nothing when I fought. I had nothing. And I wanted the life I now have. Now I wake up in one of my 3 mansions with one of my 7 supercars and one of my 15 women. What do I need to fight for? Like, people have different motivations for different things. There's some fighters out there who fight for other reasons, you know? My motivation was I was pissed off at the world. Look around you and you don't own the home you're in, get pissed off. If there ain't a Ferrari on your drive, get pissed off. If you don't have 10 Playboy Bunny level beauties, get pissed off. You need to sit there and realize, whoa. I have a few years of consciousness. And even less than that, I have a few short years as a young man, because age will damage you. I mean, if you're a millionaire in your 60s, it's not nearly as good as being a millionaire at my age. You need to realize you got a few short years as a young man, you're fucking wasting them. You need to sit there and go, fuck, shit, get angry. Because getting angry, forced, directed anger is an extremely powerful force. Nobody, absolutely nobody, gives a fuck about you as much as you're gonna have to give a fuck about yourself. Nobody cares about you as much as they need to care to fix your life. You are never going to have any of the things you want if you do not get them yourself. Only person who gives a shit about your life truly is you. And if you don't give a shit, then you're fucked. You have to understand you are out here alone, absolutely alone. And when you understand these 3 things, you start to see how a mindset comes together. Nobody's going to save you. You're fucked. It's totally down to you. You're pissed off with your current situation and you want to change it. Plus, you believe you can do absolutely anything. This is how I thought at 18 years old. This is how I achieved so much in the short years. This is how I went from a nobody to a world level athlete and a multimillionaire. Because at a very young age, when I had my prime resource of energy and power at 18, 19 years old, I understood those 3 tenets. I believe I can do anything. I'm pissed off I don't have the life I want. And nobody else is going to give it to me. These are 3 things you need to understand. If any one of these elements is missing, you'll never have the right mindset. The G mindset will never formulate if any one of these elements is missing. All 3 are absolutely essential. And the sooner you get your act together, the sooner you start to panic and worry and be concerned that you're 24, 25, you're not fucking rich yet. There's 24 and 25-year-olds out there who are multimillionaires fucking the hot models. These Instagram girls with 3 million followers, they're getting dicked by someone and it ain't you. And that needs to piss you off. You need to get concerned, you get worried, you get shit, I'm running out of time. You need to get some urgency in your life. So I became a sayer. So my brother said, you become a sayer. And what that means is I made a pact to him that my word was unbreakable, strength and honor. And that if I said something, I meant it. So I'd wake up in the morning, I'd say to my brother, I'm doing 1,000 press-ups today. Once I said it, once I spoke it, It's like a genie. It became true. If I said I was going to do 1,000 press-ups, I'd do them. Because if I didn't do them, I'd feel guilty within myself that I was the kind of person who talks shit. Because when you instill these mindsets, when your mindset changes, you start to be extremely accountable for yourself. No one's coming to save you. You become extremely accountable. So when you realize that your word is one of the few things you have on this planet, if you say things, you're going to start sticking to them. So then it becomes very easy to train. You say, I'm going to train every day this week. I'm going to train for 2 hours a day. As soon as you said it, it's basically done. If I say something, it's basically done. It's set in stone. And this is another thing you need to understand with the G mindset. You have to be very, very specific with what you say. Because if you instill your mindset correctly and you start to just say things, just start saying things. Then you hold yourself accountable. Say things you don't even think you want to do. Wake up and go up to your friend or your mom or whoever and say, you know what? I'm going to do 1,000 push-ups today. Say it to people. And they're going to say, no, you're not. So watch me. And then you have a choice. You're either going to succeed like a G or you're going to be a little pussy. You're going to quit at 310 because it's hard. What kind of man are you? That's a decision you need to make. This is another facet of the G mindset. And your word has to be iron, unbreakable. You have to start meaning every word you speak. You say to someone, I'm going to get rich. You better fucking do it. Otherwise, you're a liar. You're a liar and you're a little bitch. You say, I'm going to put some muscle on. You better fucking do it. You say, I'm going to lift this weight. You better fucking do it. You say, I'm going to go get this girl. You better go get her. You got to be the kind of person who says things and means them. You promise a guy you're going to whoop his ass. You better whoop his ass. 99% of the people out here talk shit. They say things they half mean or things they don't mean. If I say something, I fucking mean it. Once you implement that correctly, then you get the ability to motivate yourself to no end. You get unlimited motivation because all you have to do is find the energy to say it. It's literally that easy. This is the fourth tenet and one of the most important ones because that is the power to unlimited motivation. And that's the power to be taken seriously across all spheres of your life. Be specific with your language. Sound like simple things, but to implement them correctly, truly and correctly in your mind will change your entire view of the world. When you implement these four things correctly, when you say, if I say something, I'm going to do it, my word is iron-willed. When you say that nobody is ever coming to save me, ever. When you say that I'm pissed off, I don't have the life I want to have. When you couple that with, I believe I can do anything. If you truly believe all of these four things, it's going to change your entire view of this planet. When my most famous tweets when I said depression wasn't real, I was having arguments with all these people. And everyone's telling me how dangerous my mindset is. What is dangerous about believing that you control your own mind? Because if you implement the four things I've just told you, depression becomes garbage. Depression is not a thing anymore. Feeling depressed is real. You can be depressed with your situation, but believing you can fix it yourself is the important key. Sitting there believing that depression is some monster from the sky that strikes your brain and now you have no control over it and you must take pills every day is the absolute enemy to a G mindset. I don't give a fuck how depressing my situation. The only person who can change it is me. The only person who can change how I feel about my situation or try and affect the situation directly is me. Even if you put me in a situation I can't change, if you put me in jail and I'm depressed because I'm in jail, I still refuse to succumb to depression. I refuse to collapse mentally and give up. I know the only person who can control my mind is me. Nobody's coming to save me. No doctor with a pill is coming to save me. Depression isn't real. Depression is a state of mind designed to motivate you to find a life that doesn't depress you any further. That's all it is. Now you have to decide, are you man enough to go and get it done, or are you going to sit around and cry? And depression in the Western world is the cure-all. It's the cure-all excuse. This is what people are using. My life's shit because I'm depressed. No, you're depressed because your life is shit. It's the other way around. And you're refusing to acknowledge that. And you want to sit there and live a shit life and pretend that some disease has struck you. And the reason you know that's bullshit, anyone out there who's depressed, I'll tell you something, you're not depressed, you're a coward. And the reason you're a coward is as follows. You desperately try to defend this crippling ailment you have because you're desperate to defend your excuse. If depression was really terrible, you wouldn't want to defend it. If depression was really so bad, and I'm telling you it's not real, and I know how to fix you, and if you implement a mindset like mine, you become immune to depression. If depression was so terrible, you'd listen to me and think, I need to try what this guy does. But instead, no, you don't want to do that. You want to call me names and sit and defend this ailment because you know it's garbage. It's your excuse. It's your blanket. It's your shield. It's your excuse you get to pull out every time you look at your failure of a life. And that's why depression is absolutely and utterly not real. Drop that coward bullshit. If you're watching this and you're depressed, drop and give me 200 press-ups. Look in the mirror, look in your eyes, and tell yourself you're the fucking man, and drop that garbage, because you can get absolutely nowhere in your life if you believe in that crap. Depression absolutely isn't real. Implement the 4 things I've told you, the 4 important tenets of a G mindset. Understand nobody's coming to save you. Depression isn't real. You'll change your entire worldview once these 4 things are implemented correctly, and then we can move on to everything else.
Someone just tweeted at me, hey, Avuden and Talisman, you need to buy Ajax's course, How to Drink More Water, and do his TATE speech review. So Alexander's put a course on God Mode called How to Drink More Water.
I am out of water right now.
Are you dehydrated daily?
Yes.
Are your energy levels low?
Yes.
Do your joints pop and crack?
No,
You're
I am out of water.
You're not living the best life.
Buy it.
Buying it.
Buy it.
In this 8-part course, I will instruct you step by step how to increase your hydration to elite levels.
Buy it.
How much is it?
$500 plus VAT.
Is that it? Buy it instantly.
I'm buying the course.
You don't need to spend $500 to show someone how to drink water.
How do I drink water? I ain't got any fucking water, you cunt. I ain't got any fucking water.
You don't need
Buy the course.
Sit here with coffee.
Because we wanted coffee.
I'm buying the course.
You're not. Why?
I'm buying it. Because
what's it going to show you? Nothing.
How to increase my hydration to elite levels.
Elite levels, Rory. That is kind of, it's kind of
Stop
real.
agreeing. You know, it doesn't make sense. It's a glass of water.
And boom, you bought it. $591.43. How to drink more water. Purchase. We're back in the game. We're back in the game. Let me just review the course. Let me just review the course materials.
Please share your knowledge. Please share your knowledge.
I'm reviewing the course materials.
Tristan, can you send me the course?
No, you have to buy it. You can get discounted.
Yeah, can you not share the knowledge with us?
Look how quickly he started drinking water.
Whoa!
All right.
Whoa! Straight away. How's that not worth the money?
Tristan, please share it. My joints pop.
All right. I take it back. I want the course. I want the course.
Best $600 I've ever spent.
Rory, let's go half.
Half?
No skank in his course. It's good material.
But Tristan, I
I'll
don't.
give you a discount if you say my name.
It's $500.
Yeah,
full price.
Full price.
Right.
No having the course. I'm not sharing the content.
Luke, I'm going to buy it.
No, Rory, halves, please. I need it.
I'm now hydrated to an elite level. Are you?
I'm not. That's my problem.
Stop saying halves. You don't need to say halves. You own a Ferrari. Stop trying to do halves.
Yeah, you own a Ferrari.
Sell the Ferrari and buy the course.
And you are trying to cheat my friend Alexander out of $300 hard-earned dollars.
Tristan, elite levels.
Yeah, elite levels.
Do you feel hydrated?
I do. I feel wonderful. Best course ever bought.
You know, I've always had that problem.
I'm buying this fucking course right now.
Worry about it.
You've twisted my arm.
Go and buy it. We can't. So we're all sitting around buying Alexander's course. Oh.
All right, so I'm gonna have to buy it full price.
Yes. Full price.
All right.
So what's actually in the course? Because it says 8 parts. I'm curious how this 8 parts.
You have to buy it. I've got the course.
Show me what's actually in the 8 parts. What's the 8 parts?
No.
Tristan, you can't just show them.
I've bought the course. See this big view content button? That's on my phone. I've purchased the course.
So you're not going to show me?
No. You want the fucking course? Buy the fucking course. Like I did. Wait, are you actually buying the course?
What are
I
you
need
doing?
to know. I'm a little bit thirsty. There's no water on my table. What choice do I have?
It's a good point. You don't want to die of thirst.
I don't want to die of thirst. So I basically have to buy it now.
Andrew, will you show me after you buy it?
No. You have to buy it. Full price. Oh, wow.
Tristan, come on.
No, I'm not showing you guys.
Be interested in the secrets, the elite level hydration. And you're going to be a nobody. Thirsty.
But still. And then you both have the course now.
Soon.
Are you actually buying the course?
Tristan, sometimes in life, you have to do the right thing.
You do. You do. It's a great course.
Was it worth it?
Honestly, all jokes aside, before you enter your card numbers, best course ever bought.
Second.
It's a great course. do the capture. Yes. Verify I'm a real person. Why would you think I'm not a real person? Why this? And done. You also bought the course.
Course ball.
Boom. Perfect. What's at the course?
Now me and you have the secrets to elite level hydration.
And Luke doesn't.
Wait, you guys can't.
You don't have it, and you don't have it. You fuckers are gonna stay thirsty. Me and Tristan have elite level hydration tactics. Now we can become.
That's $1,200.
I haven't even drunk any water, and I'm already not thirsty.
It's already hydrating me.
I'm already hydrated.
Wait, what's in it?
You can't know.
I'm looking at it right
unless
now.
you buy the course.
Woo-hoo! This is a good course.
You're not thirsty anymore.
This is a good course.
Can you just give me like the first part?
No.
The opening
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
pictures.
You want the course? Buy the course.
I don't have the money.
And that is not my problem. It's raining outside.
Go stand underneath the rain.
Stand in the rain. Plenty
You're
of
a pussy.
Plenty of hydration out there. I'll be getting
Standing
hydrated
in the rain won't work.
here
Standing in the rain
in a
won't work.
cigar lounge.
If standing in the rain isn't in the course, that's a waste of time.
It can't be that good.
It is good.
Maybe they just give us part of the course.
It is
Maybe
Yeah, show me then if it's that good.
It is good. Show you. Show you elite level hydration. All right, guys, come. I'm going to leak some of the course material. Come on, guys.
This might be worth it.
Yeah.
This might be worth it.
I'm gonna leak. AJ, look, I'm sorry. I'm putting some of your course material into my vlog. But the thing is, Alexander, in 8 parts, teaches all the secrets to elite level hydration. Now, have you seen that man?
I have seen that man.
He's a strong, fit, hydrated individual.
I think I'm starting to understand how he got that way.
And the only way to achieve elite level hydration.
Tristan, that can't be in the course. Is that a part? This can't be a part.
This must be part 8. I'm not at part 8 yet.
It's raining. I'm in a pool. I am hydrated.
It is raining.
It's genuinely raining.
He's super hydrated.
Tristan's more qualified than Andrew right now.
Tristan's read the whole course.
Is this the 8th part?
I'm not telling you. But look, just look at me. Do I look hydrated?
He does look fucking hydrated. Is this what elite level hydration looks like?
Elite level hydration. Elite level.
Tristan, please, just show me at least part 1.
No. Buy the course if you want.
Tristan, I'm thirsty.
Hydrated.
My joints crack all the time.
Look how hydrated I am. The most hydrated man in this house.
You're leaking hydration.
If you think it's nothing to do with Alexander's course, and I'm just being
pretty hydrated.
Look,
He looks super. He's leaking hydration.
that is elite level hydration.
I'm not saying.
It's elite level.
That's level 8.
And it's all thanks to Alexander Cortez. Check out the course.
All right, Tristan, really, can you show me the course? Please.
No. Why?
I really want to see it.
My name is Horatio Tudor. I don't care what your name is. Are you thirsty? You've been out here a long time.
N-am mai văzut? Oh, ok.
Trebuie să bei ceva cu mine.
Sigur că da, sigur că da. Sigur că da.
Drink.
Drink.
Dumneavoastră.
Drink with us. You don't have one drink. You must have one drink. Drink the drink. If you want us to talk, you must drink
Ce
with us.
faceți?
Romania.
Intrăm imediat într-o transmisiune
Drink the
directă.
vodka, brother.
We wait for you to drink, man.
Come on,
Ok.
let's go. Here.
Ok, noroc. Ce faceți?
Drink.
Nu acum.
No, acum. No, acum.
Noapte
No,
bună.
acum.
Mr. Tate, Mr. Tate. Am mai cunoscut? Da.
Oh, that one's empty. Nice bit of rum. Neat, sweet rum.
It's not neat and it's not sweet.
Well, it had a filter.
You're a math nerd. What's the ratio? 6 to 1?
No, it might be more.
Yeah. Admit math is just numbers.
Math is just numbers.
Wait.
Math is just numbers.
You admit math is numbers.
Correct.
Admit if you were to count how many men you had sex with, it'd be in numbers. Is it a number, yes or no? Zero's a number. So is it a number? All right. Four's a number too.
No, but I'm gonna go with 0. And that,
do you admit you use the same numbers to count how many men you had sex with as you do how many girls are in this room? And you admit you're a math nerd. I bet you love numbers.
I do like numbers. No, but I mean I like.
And if you admit 0 and infinity almost the same, you've had sex with an infinite number of men. Admittedly. Wait. How many men you had sex with?
0.
What's 100 divided by 0?
Infinity? No, but that doesn't mean infinite.
You had sex with infinity guys.
I'm leaving. You guys have fun with your whoopies.
All right,
your number of whoopies.
Guys, Andrew Tate's appearing in court to face allegations of numerous offences. And to start it off, Andrew Tate and Tristan are facing a very tough prosecutor. This man is one of the toughest anti-mafia prosecutors who dealt with famous cases, including the fire in a club where there was 26 deaths and 186 wounded. This man is used to working under insane amounts of stress and has 24/7 security provided to him and assured by special forces. It said that Tate's prosecutor took over the case of a drug lord who was found guilty on 4 murder charges. Now, first things first, this is a complicated case to tackle because the accusations expand beyond Romanian territory. They're suspects in committing crimes on international level, including USA and UK, at least for the sexual trafficking case. Now, let's talk about his criminal charges he is facing. The first one is human trafficking, the second one is rape, and the third one is running an organized crime group. All serious charges, and if found guilty, maybe combined could face 20 years inside. All these stem from Andrew Tate running a webcam business before his main claim to fame. It said that Andrew Tate was earning $600,000 a month during the height of his webcam business, which employed 75 women across 4 countries. Newspapers are writing articles how Andrew Tate kept 6 women under house arrest 24/7 like prisoners and forced them to do adult videos.
It's a fantastic business. The girl profits. In many ways, the guy's happy. I don't think you're even exploiting the men. People sit there and go, you're exploiting men. Well, people accuse me of both. They say I'm exploiting women. They say I'm exploiting men.
Yeah.
I'm not exploiting women because I'm making women rich. So how the fuck am I exploiting women?
Yeah.
Dumb. I'm making myself rich, but I'm making them rich. And 2, you're not exploiting men because these men are happy with the interaction. A lot of these men are married.
Wow.
They've got a wife at home who doesn't fuck them.
Yeah.
They've got kids who don't respect them. And they're literally the only time they smile at all is when they get their laptop out and talk to this hot 19-year-old on the other side of the world.
Jesus.
And it's sad, but it keeps them out of suicide.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
I believe it. Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
So, this is just the whole relationship to the webcam market, and it's growing by the day.
Got to bump them off from the webcam shit to the PhD course, man. Cross promotion.
Absolutely. And this is what the PhD course explains how I got the girls to work for me, and the cam course is the ins and outs of running a cam business.
Yeah.
But a cam business is a fantastic business because it ain't going anywhere. And
Yeah.
there's online money, and it's 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
Yeah.
Christmas, New Year, the busiest times. There's lonely dudes on Christmas on there just fucking sending money.
No, I think you're responding. It's a response to a problem. It's a response to a failing culture.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it used
For better
to
or for worse.
it used to kind of be like strip clubs and that kind of thing, but they're kind of slowly going out of business and like everything else.
There's 3 things that could be analysed in this case. Number 1, Loverboy. Are Andrew and Tristan pretending to like these females that work for him just to exploit them to do the adult work online? Or do they generally care about them and is it just a business transaction as a friend? Number 2 is, are they being forced to do it? To have 75 women work for you, I'm not sure how many have spoken out, and force that many women to do something where they're earning a lot of money. It's going to be highly unlikely, but they are claiming that in the press. Lastly, how are they treated? 75 women working for you. There's a lot of word of mouth passed on to another girl, her friend, that probably got involved. And I can't imagine they were treated that badly because all of them would have spoken out, 75 women, not just a couple. But were they doing stuff for the girls as well? One of them is claiming that she was raped. Now, other sources are now claiming that Tate brothers were wiretapped and under satellite surveillance for months. Andrew Tate has spoken before in videos about how easy it is nowadays to track people.
No, we don't listen to you. Of course you don't. They listen to everything you say. They know where you are all of the time. So unless you're going to quit having a phone, then you're always going to be part of the New World Order. Because the New World Order is basically just controlling people and knowing everything about everyone. And that's your phone. And we're all addicted and we're never going to give it up. So let's stop pretending that there's a world in which you're going to live without a smartphone. So I'm going to prove to you something. Do you remember when you used to be able to take the battery out of your phone, out of the back? All the old people like me remember that. But that's all ended now. You can't buy a phone in which you can do that anymore. And that's because even if you turn your phone off, they still listen to you and they still know exactly where you are and where you go. People have this idea, this false idea that, but if I have a password on my phone and the police can't get into the password, then my phone's safe. Listen, if the police know your phone number, and basically everyone who knows you knows your phone number, then they can tell which phone is yours and then they know where you are all of the time. That's it.
So the first time Andrew Tate was raided was actually April this year. His house was raided a similar fashion to recently, and they were looking for evidence of all the charges I explained at the start. Shortly after being released, he was confronted by a photographer on the street.
It's not a serious reason, it's bullshit.
That's not what the police says.
If the police thought I did something wrong, why am I here on the street?
Yeah, that's true as well. I want to ask you, is that true that you sequestered an American girl in your flat here in Pipera?
Listen, I ask girls to leave. I do not try and make them stay. It's absolutely not true. I can't talk about the case because it's still pending, but I'll give you a very short version. Some girl was at the house. I saw her once. Many girls come for parties, etc. Her boyfriend caught her there, and she told a bunch of lies to her boyfriend, and her boyfriend called the police. It's stupid.
How did the American girl arrive in Bucharest?
I don't know, a plane, I guess. I don't think she swam, so I guess she took a plane.
Did you pay for the plane?
No. And then her stupid boyfriend made some phone calls to some embassy, some bullshit. I'm a big man with big problems.
Did she have the phone all the time with her?
Of course she did. And she's not even pretty. This girl's average. She's ugly. I don't have time for this bullshit. Like, I'm a big man with big problems. I'm doing important things. Some girl and her boyfriend made a stupid phone call. I didn't do anything wrong.
What about the rape accusation? There is a Moldavian girl that says that you raped her.
That's not true. You make up.
Do you know her? She's been to your house?
Lots of people have been to my house. It's all bullshit.
She's been to her house, to your house.
Listen, I am a good man, a man of God. I have yet to ever go to jail for committing any crime. I'm not a desperate man. I do not need to commit crimes. It's not something I'm interested in.
Just tell me about this accusation.
Girls make stupid phone calls. That's it.
Where are the girls now?
I don't know. Ask the police. They made stupid phone calls and they talked a bunch of shit. It's all.
How come you've been accused for rape and you had a party last night full of girls?
That's why I'm back on the street, because it's all bullshit. The police even know it's bullshit. The girls are going to get in trouble for fucking lying. It's all.
Do you have proofs?
Of course.
You have cameras all over?
Thank you very much.
Now, he's brought in for questioning on these charges originally and then released, and paparazzi are on his case, questioning him about this outside, and these charges dragged on to a later date. It was still a pending case. Similar to how it is in the UK, when you're released under investigation or even on bail sometimes, police just need more time to look into things. They seize iPads and all the computers on the first raid to get more information about what they was looking for on the crimes they allegedly committed.
I was in a jail cell.
Yeah, no, I was in the VIP jail.
You were in
You
the-
didn't do the jail Aikido?
You were
in the VIP section?
You were in the same cell as me.
Listen, bro, I was in the VIP section. I was in the loser section. We were definitely in the VIP section. You couldn't see us from all the way down there.
They've taken iPads, $400,000 worth of fucking supercomputers, our entire YouTube studio
All of our cash.
all of our cash for our emergency meetings. They've taken everything.
Okay. Still got my NFTs.
No, so it does sound like an emergency.
Now, time goes on, and Andrew Tate's back living his best life, growing insanely in popularity despite allegedly being cancelled, not even thinking his case is going to come back up, but does kind of predict they're going to arrest him at some point.
When an article comes out saying Tate did this, I just pray there's enough people who are outside of the matrix to sit and go, this is some bullshit. And he doesn't deserve this, because I don't deserve it, because I will be innocent.
So guys, December we see Andrew Tate's house raided once again, and this time for the same charges where he was brought in for questioning and then taken to court.
They find an arsenal of weapons, guns, knives, and stacks of cash.
Why do you say
Tate, his brother, and 2 Romanian nationals who've been under investigation since April are arrested on suspicion of human trafficking, rape, and forming an organised crime group.
The Matrix has attacked me.
So guys, Andrew Tate has tweeted a few times since this. Firstly, the Matrix sent their agents. Secondly, the Matrix will only tell you what the Matrix needs you to believe. The next one says, it appears the insanity of the ruling elite is exposed worldwide now. They have one command: do not speak out, behave as a sheep. God is on our side, so the Matrix will not win, inshallah. Now, an interesting part of this case is that first woman that come forward, the American women, saying she was held hostage there, maybe one of a few women that's coming out now is what I'm hearing. So they debunked the first one because she was taking pizza deliveries at their house. That one was a lie, but other women could be claiming it as well. So the court proceedings could see a lot of women ganging up on them.
Me and you run an international kidnapping and human trafficking ring. This is a good one because I love this, because everyone who dislikes us and hates us instantly jumps to
They're sex traffickers!
Super traffickers. Yeah. But the actual story, I wish it was something cooler. It's so fucking lame that I'm going to tell you all right now. A girl had been at a party at my house, and her boyfriend saw her Instagram stories and said, "Oh my God, you're at the Tate brothers' house in Romania." This was some American chick. And she went, no, I didn't want to come to this party. They made me come here and I'm not allowed to leave. She said that to her boyfriend. That's some bullshit excuse. So her boyfriend is obviously one of these believe all females. Oh my God.
She was 1 second. She wasn't even hot.
She wasn't even hot.
Ugly.
He calls the fucking police and says, my girlfriend's being held against her will by the Tate brothers. Police call the American embassy, and the next day, the police come to our house. Fully loaded, the American embassy send the cops to our house. Now, they take us to the police station. So all the pictures of me and Andrew being taken away by the police, those are real photos. And what happens is they search our house. They find no drugs. They find no women. They find no people. They find nobody. It's a big, luxurious, amazing, badass fucking house, but there's nothing illegal in the house. So we're sitting there at the police station. The prosecutor says, yes, we searched your house. I'm like, all right, good. What'd you find? Well, nothing. But the report said that you were holding people hostage. I said, bro, there was no one at my house. He goes, yes, I know. Well, we checked the CCTV. I said, oh, what did you find? The girl who made the complaints was outside the gates taking pizza delivery and coming back inside. Ha ha ha. So I'm sitting there laughing. The police are laughing. The prosecutor is laughing. And then I went home.
So what is next for the Tate brothers? Firstly, they will have 30 days where they're locked up, and in this time, the police will come up with a case to put forward to the judge that they are guilty of these crimes. Now, they will make a plea first, guilty or not guilty, and they say not guilty, there will be a trial where the court proceedings will go ahead. If found guilty, they could face up to 20 years inside, is what a Romanian lawyer has stated. Now, the interesting part of these 30 days, if they could get bail, could be a thing where they wait to have the court case and maybe